Hello, CP Finite, and welcome to another lesson 7.3. This is conditional probability. Okay, it's a lot of probability stuff, only now we have this cool new formula. Check that out. Here's the new formula. What it states is the probability of event E given, okay, this little thing means given, which is our condition, okay, given the condition of event F. All right, it's similar to probability from before. You're going to have a big number on the denominator and a smaller number up top, and you'll get a probability. So what the main idea of this is we're considering probability, but we are going to specify it to a certain condition occurring. So let's mainly look at this as an example. Just remember, this means that it's the intersection of the two events, and again, this is just the general event. Now notice that it's always the second event, so to speak, that's in your denominator, okay, for all of these. So once you get over this new formula, I hope it's not too bad. Considering the following scenario, 3 children in a family can consist of boys and, and girls. Okay, providing the sample space. So let's think. If you have 3 kids in the family, you could either have all 3 being boys. You can have 2 boys and a girl. You can have a boy and then a girl and then a boy. You can have a boy, a girl, girl, a girl, boy, boy, a girl, boy, girl, a girl, girl, boy, or a girl, girl, girl. Okay. Let event E be the selection of either of these two. Okay, so this is what E is. Let event F be the selection of those ones. And now, so the way to do this is determine the probability of E given F. That just means E given F, okay? The probability of that occurring. And you're going to basically use the formula. So first, let's notice how many elements are in E and F. That's the first thing you want to do, is find the probability of E and F, which is your numerator. Okay, so let's consider these two ones and see which ones are the same. Boy, boy, girl. Okay, well, there's one. Okay, boy, girl, boy. There's another one that's the same. Girl, boy, 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 girl, girl. Those are the only two. Okay, so the probability of E and F out of all of the events is going to be 2 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Okay, or 1/4. That's the probability of both occurring. Now determine the number of elements in F. Okay, so the number of elements or the probability of F is, well, there's 4 of them. So 4 over 8. And then just place in the formula. So again, E given F, you just take the probability of them being shared, 1/4. You divide that by 4/8. If you type this into your calculator, make sure you put both in parentheses. If you want to show off your math skills and keep flip and change, that's the same as 1/4 times 8 over 4. Okay, keep, flip, change. You end up with, so 1/8, 1/4 divided by 1/8. You end up with, 4/8. 0.5, which I should have known either way, equals 1/2, or your probability is 50%. Okay, you'll get the hang of this. It's just getting over this scary looking formula. Okay, so looking at it in terms of these, it might be helpful. Suppose E and F are events of a sample space S, for which, okay, here we have the probability of E is 0.7, the probability of F is 0.8, and I give you the probability of the intersection. Okay, so for E given F, just remember, this means that you have the intersection of both up top, and then you have the F down below. All right, and we'll just substitute the things in. E and F is 0.6, and we divide that by the probability of F occurring, 0.8. 0.6 divided by 0.8 is 0.75, or 75%. Okay, next one. So we'll notice these are going to give us different answers, even though they look similar. For this one, it is again probability of E. You could think of it as F and E, which is the same thing as E given F. So these are interchangeable there. And you're going to divide that by, this time though, E in the denominator. Okay, so again, these two always should be the same. So F and E is again 0.6, but divided by the given fact of probability of E is 0.7. Okay, 0.6 divided by 0.7 is simply 0.86 roughly, and we're 86%. Okay. Looking at these, so again, just memorize that formula. You'll have it for a little bit. Looking at these in terms of tables, okay, let's kind of analyze some of the things here. First, it can be helpful to find our grand totals again. 300 and 250 is 550. This again is 1050, 800, and 250 plus 550. I know, Mr. D, you should know these things. You're a math teacher. Hey, my mental math is not perfect, okay? Let event E be selecting a Flyers fan. So let's let the probability of E, okay, we know that one is 550 all over 1600. Event G, a female. So the probability of G, or a girl, is for the women, and there are 800 over those, 800 of those. A male is again 800 over 1600. Or a Penguins fan, that's going to be 1050 over 1600. That's the probability of H. So now with those in store, we can just kind of use the ideas of the formulas. All right, E given F. So thinking about this, this is asking what's the probability of picking a Flyers fan, granted or given it is, so F is a male. Okay, that essentially is what it is asking you. So E and F is up top. So probability of E and F. So that means it's a Flyers fan and a male. Flyers fan and a male is 300. Okay, so that is 300 over 1600. Divided by the probability that it is simply a male, that is 800 over 1600. Okay, if you divide that into your calculator, you get 3/8 or 3.375. So the probability is 0.375 or 37.5%. Okay. Probability of G, granted that, so probability that it's a female, granted that it's a Penguins fan. Okay, so we want the probability of G and H up top. Okay, and divided by the probability of H. So girl and Penguins fan. Let's look at our women and a Penguins fan. That's 550. Okay, so 550 divided by 1600 is the top probability. The bottom probability is H, so the probability that it's simply a Penguins fan. is 1,050 divided by 16,000. Typing that in the calculator, you get about 0.523, or about 52.3%. Okay, it might be helpful to pause here and try these. Okay, I'll give you some time to do that, but I will go through. So give it a shot. Try these out ahead of time. Again, it's going to be the probability of F and E divided by the probability of E. So notice those. This one will be the probability of H and G divided by the probability of G. Alrighty, so try those out. Go ahead of the game here. So 300 over 1600 again. This time E down below. Wait, 545. And for D, and probability that's a female, 800. All right, so with those ones, you should have gotten 54.5% and 68.6%. Either way, just remember that these two probabilities, this is how it's set up, because sometimes you'll be confused as to what the denominator should be, and just try and work on the classwork problems that follow. All right, so nice job, guys. Conditional probability. Not too bad. Just give it a shot.